Hello Sumates, you're welcome once again. So this is the measurement I'll be using for this pattern. The back measurement is 15, so I'll divide that by 2, so I'll be placing 7.5 inches. So that is what I'm doing right now. And then the armhole measurement is going to be the same measurement of the shoulder, that's 7.5. Then I'll add 1 inches, that will be 8.5 inches. So that's what I'm marking. So you can always get your armhole measurement by dividing your shoulder measurement, and then you add extra 1 inch to it. So I'm going to mark the 8.5 inches so as to draw out the box. Then I will be placing the 7.5 inches of the shoulder measurement on that line, and then I will rule out the box like that. So the link to the video on how to take a perfect body measurement is in the description below. Please check it out if you don't know how to take your measurement. It's very detailed and explanatory. Now I'm going ahead to mark out the neck measurement, which is 3 inches. That's a standard 3 inches. For someone who is on a plus size, you can do 3.5 inches. Now on the armhole, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches. This is because I'm drafting the front body, so you're going to come down by 1.5 inches. So I'll connect that to the 3-inch mark I did. Then I'll be left with 7 inches. Now I'll divide the 7 inches into 2 to give me 3.5 or 3.5 inches. Then on that point, I'll be coming in by 7 by 3/4 of an inch. That is 0.75 inches. For a plus size, please, half an inch is okay. But for a medium size to small size, 3/4 is fine. Then I'm going to be putting the bust measurement, which is 34 divided by 4. That is 8 1/4. Then I will connect the lines together. So at the armhole line, at this point, just make sure that you come out by 1 inches. Just follow, just on that arrow. When you want to connect the line, come out by 1 inches. That will serve as a guide for you, okay, so that you'll be able to join all the points together. So come out at least by 1 inches. So now that I've drafted the armhole line, so I'll go ahead to measure the length of this body. Since it's an half length cut, which you can use to, maybe you want to make a jumpsuit, want to make a gown with an half length cut, then this video is very helpful. You can also use this to draft your full blouse bodies. What you need to do is just to take the full length of your blouse. So now the half length of this for this pattern is 15.5 inches, which is what I'm marking out right now. Then I'll draw a straight line. So that is the waistline or the half length. Then I'm also going to mark the bust point. I'm going to mark the bust point 9.5 and then the other bust measurement. Please, I made a detailed video on how to take body measurements. Please, the link is in the description below. Do well to check out this video as it's very explanatory, beginner friendly. So I'm going to mark out the line. I'm drawing a straight line now, just as seen. So I'm going to label each of the lines. That is the half length or the waistline, and then the under bust, the breast point, and then the next thing to do is to mark out the waist measurement. Before that, I'm going to be marking out the dot line. What I usually do is to divide my waist measurement, which is 28. I divide it by 4, then I divide it by 2 inches, by 2 again. So for this, I got 3.5, because the waist measurement is 28 divided by 4, 7, then by 2, that was 3.5. That is what I use to get the dot line, and it works for me. So I've done that. I've marked 3.5 all through. Then I've drawn a straight line to connect it. So at that point on the waistline, I'm going to mark out half an inch on both sides, so that I can get the dart leg. So I'll be connecting those points to the under bust by rolling it, just like I'm doing. And that is it. And then the next thing to do is to take the waist measurement, 28 divided by 4, that's 7, and then the 1 inch of that dart leg, half an inch on both sides, that's 1 inch. I will add it back to the measurement. That's the extra 1 inch I'm adding. And then from that point, from the bust point to the waist point, I'm going to join the lines. And that is it for the front block bodice. So I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to label this as the front block bodice. So that is what I'm doing right now. So I'll move ahead to cut the back bodice. So I will go over the steps again. The back measurement, which is 7.5, 7.5 inches. Then I will also drop the armhole measurement, which is the shoulder measurement, divided by 2 plus 1 inches, plus 1 inch. So I'm marking out 8.5 inches. Then I will repeat the same on the other side by marking 8.5 inches, and I will draw out the line. You can actually place the front measurement on this, but I just want to repeat the process again so that you can understand how to draft each of the block perfectly. So I'm doing this. I'm going to draw out the box again, just like I did for the front bodies. Now I'll be marking 3 inches for the neckline, 3 inches, just like we did for the front bodies, 3 inches. And then the only difference now is that on the armhole line, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. Remember that for the front block, we did 1.5 inches. But for the back block, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. This is because the slope on the back, it's not as hollow as the one for the front. So with that, we'll be left with 7.5 inches. So the 7.5 inches, I will get the midpoint. I'll get the midpoint. And then on that midpoint, I will come in by half an inch. Remember that for the front measurement, we came in by 3/4 of an inch. And I stated that for plus size, you have to come in by half an inch. So for the back measurement for a plus size, you don't need to come in by half an inch. Just connect the line like that. So I'm going to input the bust measurement, which is 34 divided by 4. That is 8.25. And then I'll connect those lines. I remember I made mention, I said that I said in some few minutes ago that on that line, make sure you come out by 1 inch. That will help you to know how to draft your curve by 1 inch. On that arrow, just come in by 1 inch, okay? 1 inch, and then we have a perfect armhole. On that arrow, come in by 1 inch, and then we have a perfect armhole measurement. So I'll be drafting the back measurement, the half length for the back, which is 13.5. Please click on the link in the description to check the video I made on how to take accurate body measurements. Okay, the back measurement will be different from the front measurement because the bust at the front measurement will take out some allowance. So your back measurements, the half length is not as long as the front measurement. So that is why I have 13.5 inches there. So that means the back measurement and the front measurement for this client, the difference is about 2 inches. Yes, 2 inches. It could be as high as 3.5, 4 inches, depending on how busty your client is. So I'm going to be inputting the dart measurement. Like I said, to get your dart measurement, divide your waist measurement by 4, and then divide the results by 2 inches. So I've done that and I'm connecting the lines. So I'm going to be marking 1/2 inch again on both sides, and then I will connect the dart leg to that point. I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch from the bust line for the back measurement. So I'm going to connect the lines. Just follow this video very well. It's something that you will understand. So I'm going to input the waist measurement, which is 7 inches, 20 divided by 4. Then I will return the 1 inch for the dart. I'll return it back to the measurement. So I'll connect the lines from the bust to the waist. And that is it for the back measurement. Okay. That is it for the back measurement. So I'm going to be cutting this out. And if you want to add a zipper to the back measurement, just add your allowance. Okay, I'm going to be dropping a video on how to add a zip to your back measurement, so watch out for the video. And that is that for the front and the back measurement. Now and the back bodies. So you notice that the back measurement is shorter than the front measurements. Now we're going to be working on the front measurement so that the sides can be equal. So before that, I'll just label my block as back bodies, and then we go ahead to work on the front. Now what I will do now, I said that the difference between the front and the back measurement is what? 2.5 is 2 inches. That's 13. That's 15.5 for the front, and then for the back 13.5. So on the bust line, I'm going to divide that 2 inches. So I'll make sure that on the bust point, I'll go up by half an inch, and then I'm going to distribute the measurements. Just follow what I did. I'm going to distribute the measurements, okay? Since I have 2 inches, so I'll mark out half an inch on top of the bust line, and then the remaining measurements below the bust line. So I will connect it to the bust point, just like I did. Okay, I'm going to connect it to the bust point like that. Then vertically, I'm going to come down from the bust point by 1 inch. Then I will reconnect the dart leg again to the bust point, just like I'm doing. So I'll reconnect the dart leg again to the bust point, but I'll be coming down by 1 inch from the bust point. So with that, I'll go ahead to cut the dart. But there's something I want you to take note. On that point to the bust point, if you have a busty client, you have to move away from the bust point by 1 inch before you connect those lines, before you connect those points together, just like I'm doing. Move away by 1 inch from the bust point, and then you now connect to C and D. But most times, if I'm working for a client who is not busty probably with a bust of 34, 32, bust less than 30, 36 inches downwards, I usually just connect to the breast point because they really don't have that bust, so there is no need to give that allowance. Okay, but if you're working with a bust of 36 inches and above, please come move away from the bust point by 1 inch, and then you connect those lines together. This will give allowance for the bust. Then what I've done now is to spread the line and then remove the excess. Can you see? I will just cut out those lines. Just follow what I'm doing. I'll cut out the line, and then I've transferred that excess to the bust on the waist. That is what I did now. So I've transferred the bust, the excess by the side to the waistline, and that is it. So with this now, my back measurement and my front measurement is now equal. So you can see I'm measured, the allowance I have there now is about 3 inches, and you can see that both sides are now equal. And that is it on how to draft a basic bodice block half length. I hope this is so explanatory. So one more thing before I end this video, by that side where we transfer the dart, you can see that the other part is bulging out, and this may affect your measurement. So what you just do is to add another paper like that, so as to make up for the allowance. Okay, so that when you are drafting, you will have the allowance. So with that paper, you can join a new line from the bust to that point, and then you have your allowance restored. So I'm going to cut out the excess, and you have your basic bodice block and the front and the back block ready. So thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and turn on your notification so that anytime I drop a new video, you're going to get notified. Like I said, I have a link in the description where I made a detailed tutorial on how to take your body measurement. I also have a video on how to draft a basic bodice block full length. Please do well to check out the video. Thank you so much, and if you're able to draft yours, please tag me. Bye and God bless.